Hey everybody, Cougar Comics here again. My buddy Cosmo. Mrs. Cougar's on hiatus. Okay, down you go. Good boy. Not on me. Go on. Alright, posted a video yesterday of this Avengers book. Sorry about the glare. Not much I can do about that. Kind of sunny out today. I asked if there was something special about it. I got a lot of responses, which was very cool. Thanks to everybody who commented and guessed, and I'll relieve everybody's anxiety now. The thing about the book is the date stamp. A couple of guys came up with the right answer. I'll give you a little history on how I knew that, but first of all, a bunch of guys talked about the date, and the date was wrong, because the date is, what is it, August 17th, and the book is October. They all came out like that. This is Avengers 75, and it's got a stamp on. This is from my original collection of, looks like 2 3/4 and 23. So I don't know if that's a hat size or if it's supposed to be February 23rd. That would be 2 months prior to that actual date. There's Avengers 77. Okay, same thing. Stamp of 420, so that's 2 months earlier. And Avengers 79, 6/15. That's August. All right, so they're about 2 months behind, or ahead, I should say. Date says August, actually came out in June. So they're all like that. It wasn't really a misprint or anything like that. That was the actual date stamp. That's the date it came out. This whole thing started with me because for some reason I ended up on this website, and it is Green River Database. Can't remember why I got on here a while ago, but I was looking at stuff and I came across a book, and you can go down the side here. It's a really good site, real easy to use, and you can go to like Avengers, let's just say Avengers, and you can find all the scans of books and stuff. I happen to be looking at a book. I think it was one of these. Let me click on them and see. Let's see. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay. Line of procurement. Originally purchased from, you got to read on it. Go on the site and read it. They give you a total history on everything. It's really cool. Purchased by Shin Kao from Craig Barnett, who was related to the story. Sent to CGC grading by Shin and sold to Stuart DeGraff, in parentheses, no chips. And I thought, holy crap, I bought a book from No Chips. And I remember it was an Avengers book, and I remember it was just smoking hot. It was a really, really nice shape. Okay? So I went and I dug my book out. And this is the Avengers 12. For some reason, I just happened to remember his name, No Chips. That was his eBay name. And I remember the book being real good, so automatically I ran upstairs and pulled this book out, and I'm going, come on, date stamp, date stamp. There's got to be a date stamp here. Well, there's no date stamp. It is a really beautiful book. It's probably about a 9.4, and I think I messaged him after I bought it from him, and he said, yeah, I think I had that a little undergraded. That was a really nice book. So my hope of having a Green River in my collection and not knowing about it wasn't true. But I read up on the site, read all the story to it. I'm really into the pedigrees and stuff. I think they're all very interesting. So the other day I'm online and I'm looking and I come across this book, and of course that caught my eye because one of the telltale signs is a red date stamp. Now, that wasn't the only store in the United States that had a red date stamp. A lot of places used them. Alright, the ones on my books I showed you happen to be black, but just because it's red and a date stamp doesn't mean it's a Green River. But what I did was I took that and I went and I searched and I found other books that came out the same month. So if we go down to Fantastic Four, and we go to number 44, see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Come on. Okay, and I look for the date stamp, and there it is, August 17, 1965, same as this one, August 17, 1965. Okay, that's cool, that's good. I look at the 1 and the 7. The 1's a little higher. I'm sorry if that's not focusing right, it's hard to see. The 1 and the 7 are offset a little bit. The 1's higher than the 7. And if you look at this scan, the 1 and the 7 is a little bit offset. So I'm like, okay, that's got to be it. Now at this point, it's like midnight. The thing didn't end until 1:30 in the morning. The listing on eBay, and I'm like freaking out. I'm going. I got to really make sure this is really the book. How much do I bid on it? What do I do? So I went and researched a bunch of different stuff. I'll show you one or two of the other things. But here's when it shows it really clear. Tale of Suspense 71. August 17, 1965, and this one looks really, really close to my August 17, 65. They're almost identical. Now what would happen is, I don't know if you guys know about date stamps, but they would get the stamp, they would set the date, or first they would set the month, just roll it around until it hit August, and they'd put a 1 and a 7 and 1965, and they would stamp it on a pad, and then they'd stamp like 5 or 6 books. So the first one's going to be darker or maybe smudgier than the next ones after. Like my A on this is really big. So possibly this was the first one they stamped in the pile. So they would have a pile of Avengers 21s. They would take it, put it down like this, stamp it, move it, stamp it, move it, and go on to the next one and stamp like 10 in a row or however many copies they had. So the stamps, as far as the thickness on it and everything, that'll change a little bit. But to me, it's the positioning of the 1 and the 7, and again, to me that's a dead ringer. I don't know if you guys can see that good, but check out this site. Another thing that I went to that night when I was scrambling around thinking, okay, how am I gonna, what am I gonna bid on this, and why am I gonna bid on it? I'm sure this is really it, or am I just whistling the Dixie or what? But you can go to this right here, click on that. And this guy actually has all the original listings of the books in PDF format. Okay, so I went to Avengers 21, and there's one listed as fine, fine, near mint, and near mint. So there were, in this pedigree, in this collection, there was multiple copies of books. So right there I said, okay, that's cool. Because for my Avengers 12, there's only one listed as VG. Well, mine's way better than VG. And there's only one listed there. If there was a VG and a near mint, I'd say, maybe I got the near mint. But when I saw this, I go, okay, my 12 is not part of it. Doesn't have the stamp. They all don't have stamps. Most of them do. But I thought, okay, that's my 12 is not part of it. But when I saw this, and I saw the fine, and the dealer that this person, the seller, the eBay seller, took them to, said, that's about a 7.0. I'm thinking, okay, that's right in the territory there. Now, another thing that kind of worried me was, there are no scans for number 21. Look, there's 3 of them, 4 of them for 22, and then it jumps to 23. So what I did was I looked at 20, looked at the date on 20, you probably can't see that, and that was the month before, this was the month after, and it fit right in between. This was like, well, here, let me click on it and show you. Okay, that's July 13th. So July 13th, August 17th, and then I went to number 22, and that one's kind of faint, but it's September 14th. All right, so I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be a book. Now, what the hell do I bid on it? I have no idea what it's worth. I mean, all these other ones are real high grade. They're 9.2s, 8.0s, 9.4s, 9.6s, and they tell you on the site that what some of them sold for when they sold. Some of them went for, $800, $900, $1,200. I mean, what the hell do I bid on this? Now, the bid on this at the time was $22. So it's like 11:30 at night, doesn't end till 1:30. So I set my alarm and I go to bed and I stare at the alarm, or at the clock, for like 45 minutes. I'm gonna screw it, and I get up. So I did some more putzing around and waited till it came up, and I actually bid $251 on this book, because I was pretty certain it was from the pedigree, and I just thought it was really cool. And I bid $251, and I got it for a whopping $31. So right now I'm in the process of contacting somebody with the help of my friend Burko1, who's in the know about these kinds of things. I'm sending him a scan of the book, and I'm pretty sure they're going to say, yeah, that's one, and then I'll probably send it off and grade it. And like I said, that will be the first book I ever send to CGC. And no, I'm not going to crack it out of the slab when I get it back. I'm going to keep it in the slab. That'll be one of my probably 10 CGC books that I still have in the slab. But to me, very interesting. If you guys don't know about the pedigrees, just search them on Google. They're really cool. There's tons of them. Very interesting stories with them and everything. But I'm lucky I was kind of up on this one because that stamp just jumped right out to me when I saw it. So lucky day for me, I guess. But that's what happens when you're addicted to this kind of stuff. All right, thanks for watching. Take it easy, everybody.